I want to thank you for watching my first YouTube video last week. I also want to thank you for all the encouraging comments and those who have subscribed and liked my video. It is very, very encouraging. And I'm really humbled by the love shown by different ones. One of you even said you felt like I was talking to you and you were sitting in front of me. That really made a difference for me because I felt like I was talking to a camera, but when someone says that, it made me, okay, it's worth it, somebody's listening. And there were so many other comments. You know who you are. I'm very, very thankful and grateful. I want to say about the challenges, the carnivore nightmares that you will face when you first start. So the first nightmare is your mouth will stink really bad. And unfortunately, you will get feedback. Luckily, it was my family that gave me feedback. So I just brushed my teeth more often, but didn't make a difference. There must be a lot of putrid thing that's happening in the gut because you're changing your diet, you're eating only meat. But after 3 days, there was no more smell. My teeth also started looking whiter after a few days. And they felt clean, felt shiny, squeaky clean even. And my jaw was strong because you're eating a lot of meat, you're chewing the meat. Which doesn't happen when you're eating carbs and vegetables. It's not as much. So the number two, the nightmare number two is meat got stuck in my mouth. Of course, it's in the mouth, but in my teeth. So I mean, I never had so much of food getting stuck between my teeth. It was like only when I'm eating carnivore, the meat. And it was like almost like there were layers. And when I tried to floss it, it was not so difficult. I will use a pick stir, the pick stir will bend. Maybe I have to buy the right size. But it was very difficult. And it was a bit very painful. And sometimes I tear when I'm doing it because it's like, oh, I have to go through this again. It's so hard. I know you might say, like, what's so hard about eating meat? But it was hard because it was getting stuck. It was painful. And my gums were getting inflamed. And when it was hard to remove the meat, I even used a needle because it was not coming out. So I used needle because I have to get through the day. I have to go to bed. So I use needle and they will come out. Don't do this, okay? Because I'll be in trouble with the dentist. You're not supposed to use needles. It's dangerous. You'll poke and so on. But mine was the gums were inflamed and there was bleeding. And but I was so invested in getting through this because I suffered as a child. I had psoriasis, and psoriasis is not an easy thing to do. And in those days, like, this is like going back 30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. It's like a long time ago, and they didn't even know what psoriasis was. So the doctor would give you the potassium permanganate, like a blue liquid. And what will that do with psoriasis? And or they will use coal tar as a cream on my scalp, Angkor ointment for the scalp, and my hair will be like so stiff. Washing was hard. It won't go out. When you wash with shampoo, you really need oil to take it out. And when I go to school, like when I remember that my hair was, I use a ponytail, and I bend down to take something, the ponytail will be sticking out like a stick. And the girls will be laughing. I was in a girls' school. And I never knew why they were laughing. They were like, like, it's very hard. And not only that, when my parents tried their best to do different things to help me overcome psoriasis, so they will use lemon juice and rub on my skin. And when you have psoriasis and there are wounds and they are open and they are bleeding, what will lemon juice do? It was excruciating pain. I will be crying. And then later on, when I was older, they also tried like bleach to the skin to see pure bleach will help, experiment. Yeah, there was an experiment trying to see whether the bleach will go. Then they brought me to see a Bomo, which is like a Malay witch doctor in Singapore. I'm not sure whether I'm using the right word. You please write in the comment what it is. You know, people, Malays in Singapore do like spells, and they had a lot of smoke, and I have to go under a blanket, and in Singapore it's so hot. You know, I'll be sweating and the smoke will be rising, and my eyes will be burning, and you're inside like that. So it was hard. So now eating meat, that's not so hard. I can get through this. So yes, I persevered on. And the third carnivore nightmare is, as I mentioned, the bleeding gums, the inflamed gums. Not because of the needle. It's just that the food is getting stuck all the time and the gums feel inflamed and there's blood. And it's just new. But after 5 to 7 days, they subsided. Carnivore nightmare number 4. When you go to the toilet to do number 2, it will stink. I think it's food is putrefying, all the old food is coming out. I don't know what it is, I can't explain, but all the junk is coming out. So it's probably a sign of healing, because before you get better, you get worse. Because psoriasis was still bad, but my blood glucose level was going down, the energy level was going up, there was a lot of other improvement. But stay strong. There was a lot of diarrhea, there are different names, you know, like disaster pants and very scary big fart sounds, you know. But after about a week, there was no more smell in the poo. That's interesting. Carnivore nightmare number 5. When I cook meat, it will stink. So I'm used to spices and ginger garlic, so cinnamon and curry leaves. So here I'm cooking meat with just salt and water. It was smelly. And it was hard to eat because the meat melts as well, the fat in the meat melts, and then I'm eating, when you're drinking the soup, it's got so much fat on top. So you feel like it kind of a bit of a burn. Then after like day 4, I started using ginger garlic and the spices, because it's better to use the spices and continue on than to give up. So if it's hard for you, start and just add some little things. Don't go and do carbs and all that, but just minimum. Like if you use spices, you in an Olympic game, I think Dr. Shafee said this. He said you're first in the Olympic Games, you are the champion of the world. That's wonderful when you do it strict and you have results. But if you add spices, ginger garlic and some spices, cinnamon, clove, you are coming second in the Olympic Games. Second is still better than the rest of the world. So keep going. So that's what I did. I also had a lot of difficulty eating the meat. The mince was very tasteless with salt, and I took a long time to eat, 2 hours, just a bowl of mince. So those are the 5 carnivore nightmares that I had in the first 15 to 20 days, the first few days. And I would just mention that I, a chili-eating, spice-loving girl who must have curry and sauce and all the different things to get through a meal. I carry a chili sauce bottle when I first went to New Zealand in 1975, and they all called me Chili Bean because I had to put everything, chili sauce, in the mince, in the meat, in the mashed potato. They were all watching, so I got a nickname, Chili Bean. So I still manage, and I'm still managing. I'll be 6 months tomorrow on the carnivore diet. So after doing ginger, garlic, onion and spices, after about 10 days, on day 17, I gave up the spices as well because it wasn't really making a difference. So I became even stricter. And I'm surviving, I'm still managing. And you can eat any meat if you like. So the psoriasis was about the same in the first 20 days, there was not much change, but all the other things were better. So what I did was, you have to be the CEO of your life. It's your responsibility, I mentioned earlier, it's your responsibility to look after yourself and take care of your health. So what I did was, I stopped bacon, I stopped eggs, I stopped seafood, I stopped chicken, and I stopped dairy. I only had butter left with meat and ruminant meat. So I was just eating ruminant meat and butter, and 80% of the psoriasis went away. So I've got 80% no psoriasis, still 20%. So you have to keep tweaking, keep working. That's the best thing about this diet. You can improve and you can continue to improve and you can tweak it. So you be the CEO of your health or the captain of your ship. This is your life, this is my life, this is your life. You be the captain of your ship. And I'm only here to tell you there's hope. I'm only here to tell you you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So now I want to just let you know I thank you. You've been really, really supportive and kind. If it resonates with you, like I said the first video, I was really doing these clips for my sisters because they asked me through WhatsApp to send video clips and my friends. But if this resonates with you, and you can relate to me and you are suffering in some way with skin disease, autoimmune disorders or arthritis, IBS, Crohn's, there is still hope and there can be change happening to you. I would do more of these videos. Please show me some love and like and subscribe. I'll appreciate that. Thank you. This is Rachel Marrion from Perth, Western Australia. Thank you and bye for now.